Well, that's good, guys. Blind Dave here. So, just a little update on my situation. Now, this is not financial advice, all those little disclaimers and whatnot. So, I'm not your attorney, I'm not your CPA, I ain't your mommy or your daddy, you make up your own damn mind. But, my situation. So, currently, the crypto that I've acquired over the years, I'm I'm not selling that in order to do what I intend to do. Um, I'm not taking out loans to do what I intend to do. So, as I said, every situation is different. I'm currently not investing more fiat into crypto. I'm just leaving what I have alone. I'm not trading back and forth trying to catch this and catch that. You know, I learned a few valuable lessons in 2016 and 2017. So by jumping back and forth, you miss out on others that if you'd have just left it alone, you'd have been better off. So that's been my approach ever since. Anyway, no, I'm currently not buying. I haven't bought any crypto in a while. But so I own rental property. It's a duplex. Now, I owe about 5 years left on my mortgage because I attacked the principal earlier on when I was able to work and sock money away before losing my vision to diabetes, diabetic retinopathy. So, same thing with student loans. Um, so I attacked all of that earlier on. But so with rental property and now I only owe 5 years worth, currently, if I were to sell my crypto, yes, I could pay off the house or the rental property. Here's where I have an issue with that. If I were to sell all of my crypto, pay off the house or duplex, then what? Yeah, I'd be able to invest that extra money that I show as profit, uh, plus, in addition to that, the amount towards the mortgage into crypto. I'd be able to do that, yes. But if you were to look at crypto today, where do you think it's going to be 5 years out from now? So, my situation, I'm looking at this as, yeah, I could pay it off right now and then begin a dollar cost average all over again. But I don't believe that I will be able to acquire nearly as much crypto as what I currently own. Whereas the rental property will pay for itself. So I'm leaving that alone. In addition to that, I'm lifting my duplex 5 feet. So the total of that comes out to about $160,000. I could pay that as well. And plus the house. But that's my issue. When would I ever be able to reacquire what I would currently convert back into fiat to pay those debts? I don't think that would happen in 5 years. I'd rather just leave good enough alone. The elevation, I am almost there. I'm I would say $5,000 away of elevating the house. So that's right at $160,000 to lift the home, and which is a 2-story brick on a concrete slab. So the entire slab gets lifted 5 feet, plus all the additional stuff that I want to do to it. So that, in addition with the house, I'm just leaving it where it is in crypto. Like I said, I'm not trading back and forth into others. I'm not FOMOing into the latest craze of DeFi. So I think a lot of wealth will be created there, but I think you're beginning to see that most will fail. So again, reflecting back on 2016 and 2017, all those projects we just, dropped, 25 ETH into, and now what's it worth? So, and then, some projects I still believe in, but I've acquired a little more of those projects, but I still held. So my goal in crypto was for the long term. So yeah, I was in many ICOs. I still continue to hold them. So some I sold off a little just to hold the balance. After, say you invest $1,000, and then that $1,000 then goes to $5,000, and you sell off $1,000 worth and keep the $4,000 worth of that particular coin, and you just hold on to that. You just withdrew your capital out of that investment. That's what I did, because I see a longer term outlook on this. I've got 10 years. I've got longer. Like they say, don't invest money that you can afford to lose. So any money that I would need even a year from now, I didn't put into crypto. Now, I did make a mistake I made 2 mistakes. In 2016, I think, when Bitcoin went to, now I was averaging in anywhere from, just say, 200 and change up to 600 and change. So we'll just call that $400 per Bitcoin. Now, granted, since then I dispersed it into many other places, but as soon as that amount of Bitcoin hit $1,200, I sold, and paid off all the credit cards. So that's the biggest thing that I would suggest first. If you get that kind of profit, get out of debt, pay yourself that 20 or 30% interest, whatever you're paying on credit cards. I don't suggest bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is more of a payment plan. It's not like what it used to be. As well as you need to be aware of, did you sign a promissory note? A promissory note, such as a student loan, you're not able to write that off in a bankruptcy. You're not able to go without paying. Now, granted, right now it may be a little different because of the beer flu, so it may be deferred, but that interest still accrues. Or a hardship forbearance, whatever, but you're not going to get out of that. The only ways out of a promissory note that I'm aware of, is 1, by death, and 2, by a permanent disability, which the balance of, I don't know, is like $20,000. was my balance when I became legally blind from diabetes. So that was written off. However, the late payments were not. That remained on my credit report and messed me up pretty bad. But because I had several different student loans, it was one payment, but well, for a little while it was several different payments, but I ended up converting it over to one large payment and then tripled that amount every month, in addition to paying down the principal of the mortgage. But whatever. So yes, get out of debt first if you make a little profit. The other thing, so that first mistake was I sold too early. I didn't think, I was just looking at it as a means to acquire more metals. So, and then the more research that I did, the more I said, no, this is the future. And I still believe that to this day. Now, I wish I would have bought more metals. But anyway, the second mistake that I made, I don't suggest anyone do this because I fell into this trap. With a high FICO score, you can go get a signature loan, and at that point, I really didn't even care what the interest rate was, whatever. I saw it as a chance where I could buy more Bitcoin. I FOMO'd. I went and I took out a loan. And I said, okay, well, as soon as I am able to make that amount of money back in return, I'll take profit and pay off the loan. That never happened. And then all of a sudden, the rest of 2018 and the rest of 2019 happened. Now in 2019, yes, I paid it off in full, that personal loan. Because when I look back at the amount, it wasn't worth it. The amount of interest that I paid back on that loan, I'd have been so much further ahead if I'd have just dollar cost averaged in that amount instead of taking out a personal loan or whatever. And no, I don't suggest a home equity line of credit, a HELOC. I don't like debt. I guess that all stemmed when I lost my vision, and I couldn't work. There was so many things going on. I put power of attorney into a person, and they didn't pay a damn bill. So I plan to break down in the future for those who are disabled or about to be on disability, or more of what I went through, and then how to invest being disabled, because there are a lot of red flags that can immediately go up and put you into trouble. Basically, you can easily lose your benefits if you don't know these things. And it took me reaching out to several friends who are attorneys that I went to school with, as well as my father. So to navigate through all of this. Then with the ownership of assets, there's a lot there to cover, probably in several videos for the disabled, but I want to give more of a roadmap for anyone interested in investing in crypto as a different means, because for so long all we had was metals, and that was my issue in 2017, why I couldn't take profit, big profit, because I would have had to forfeit all benefits and whatnot. But you know, you live, you learn. And like I said, I invested more for the long term. So, you know, this right now is the first time since 2017 that I would actually be able to pay my house off in full with some left over. Which, you know, like I said, I'm using other funds to elevate the house and whatnot. So, you know, no, I'm not selling any of my crypto now to go ahead and do that. That would, I'd kick myself in the rear end 5 years from now if I did that. So, but anyway, y'all, just a quick little update on my situation. You know, I thought by now I'd be breaking ground on the property to elevate the house. I've already been through engineering. Everything's been approved everywhere around. I don't know what the holdup is at the moment, but you know, I guess in another way it's kind of good because we just had these hurricanes come through. And if my house was going up right now, I'd have stuff all over the place. So, in another aspect, I'm glad for that. The other thing is it's been extremely hot, so I much rather cooler weather. So, anyway, y'all be cool. Blind Dave, y'all have a good one. Later.